They've convinced you that creating your ideal reality requires complex ceremonies, hours of meditation, perfectly crafted declarations, and relentless work to elevate your frequency. But what if I revealed that quantum manifestation is remarkably effortless? So effortless, in fact, that virtually everyone misses the point entirely. Most people approach manifestation like they're trying to break down a locked door with their bare hands, when the truth is, the door was never locked. They just needed to turn the handle. They exhaust themselves with elaborate rituals, complicated visualizations, and endless affirmations, completely missing the elegant simplicity that makes the quantum field respond. It's like watching someone try to tune a radio by shouting at it, instead of simply adjusting the frequency dial. The manifestation industry has overcomplicated what indigenous cultures and quantum physicists both understand. Reality is far more responsive and malleable than we've been taught. Ancient wisdom keepers knew this. They didn't need 47-step programs or expensive courses. They understood that consciousness and reality dance together in a seamless flow, and that the key isn't force, it's harmony. Right now, you exist within a quantum reality, an infinite field of potential that responds not to your struggle, but to your energetic harmony. Yet most people treat manifestation like warfare. They attempt to bulldoze their circumstances through sheer determination. They recite words they question, imagine scenarios they doubt, and pretend to be optimistic while their system remains trapped in anxiety, limitation, and tension. This is precisely where everything breaks down, because within quantum mechanics, resistance creates interference. Here's what's fascinating. Every atom in your body is 99.99% empty space, vibrating with pure energy and information. You are literally more energy than matter, more vibration than solid form. Yet we've been conditioned to believe in the illusion of separation, that you're separate from what you desire, that you must somehow bridge a gap between where you are and where you want to be. But quantum physics reveals that this gap is an illusion. You and your desired reality exist in the same field, the same energetic matrix. The only thing creating distance is your perception of distance. Einstein proved that time and space are relative, not absolute. What you call future manifestations already exist in the quantum field as present possibilities. When you understand this, truly understand it, manifestation stops being about creating something new and becomes about selecting what already exists. It's like tuning into a radio station that's already broadcasting. You don't create the music, you simply align with its frequency. Here's the elegant truth stripped bare. Quantum manifestation isn't about acquiring what you desire. It's about selecting the reality where you already possess it. It's not about transforming the outer world first. It's about becoming the energetic signature that magnetizes that world to you. The quantum realm contains every potential outcome: triumph and defeat, prosperity and poverty, connection and isolation, wellness and illness. All possibilities exist simultaneously as probability waves, dancing in the space between potential and actuality. Think of it like an infinite cosmic library, where every book that could ever be written already exists. Your job isn't to write the book, but to select which one becomes your lived experience. But here's the crucial detail. These waves don't materialize into your experience until they encounter a focused observer. That observer is you. Your awareness, your concentration, your emotional state. These are the architects of reality. Every moment, you're collapsing countless possibilities into a single experienced timeline through the simple act of observation. This isn't metaphorical. This is measurable quantum mechanics happening in your life right now. However, most people are stuck in a pattern. They observe through the lens of fear. They concentrate on what's absent. They emit the frequency of scarcity while attempting to attract abundance. In quantum terms, this creates static, not clarity. Let me share something that will revolutionize how you understand this process. In quantum mechanics, there's a principle called quantum entanglement. When two particles become connected, they remain connected regardless of distance. Change one, and the other changes instantly. You are already entangled with every possibility in the quantum field. Your desired reality isn't separate from you, it's entangled with you. The question isn't whether you can manifest it. The question is whether you can recognize the entanglement that already exists. This is why ancient mystics spoke of remembering rather than achieving. They understood that enlightenment, abundance, love, health, these aren't things you acquire. They're aspects of your true nature you remember. When you stop trying to get something and start remembering what you already are, the quantum field responds instantly because you're no longer creating the illusion of separation. Society has taught you to pursue what you want, but the true mastery of manifestation is becoming the version of yourself that no longer needs to pursue. It's the version that understands, I am already connected to the life I seek. The field awaits my signal. My role isn't to strain harder, it's to become more precise. Why don't people embrace this approach? Because simplicity feels threatening. Because release seems counterintuitive. Because stepping back from the chase feels like surrender. But here's the paradox rarely discussed. The instant you stop desperately wanting it, the field can finally bring it to you. There's a deeper layer to this that most manifestation teachers avoid, because it challenges everything we've been taught about achievement and success. Our entire educational system, our economic structure, our cultural narrative is built on the premise that more effort equals better results. We're taught that if we're not struggling, we're not trying hard enough. This creates what I call effort addiction, the unconscious belief that suffering and striving are prerequisites for success. But the quantum field operates on entirely different principles. It responds to coherence, not effort. It responds to alignment, not activity. It responds to being, not doing. This is why children often manifest so easily. They haven't yet been programmed to believe that good things must be difficult. They naturally embody the state of having what they want because they haven't learned to doubt their own worthiness. Consider this example. Recall a moment when something flowed to you naturally. Perhaps you encountered the right person unexpectedly, received an opportunity you weren't chasing, or discovered a solution when you stopped searching. What's the pattern? You weren't clutching. You weren't struggling. You were receptive, harmonized, present. That's quantum manifestation in action, whether you recognized it or not. Now contrast that with times when you desperately wanted something, a job, a relationship, a breakthrough, and the harder you tried, the more elusive it became. You were creating what quantum physicists call interference patterns. Your desperation, your need, your attachment were literally scrambling the signal you were sending to the field. The universe wasn't withholding from you. You were creating static in your own transmission. This interference happens because desperation carries a very specific frequency, the frequency of not having. When you desperately want something, you're vibrating in the energy of lack, and the quantum field, being a perfect mirror, reflects that lack back to you. It's not personal, it's physics. The field doesn't judge your desires as good or bad. It simply responds to the vibrational signature you're broadcasting. The quantum realm doesn't interpret your language. It translates your energy. You might declare, "I am prosperous," endlessly, but if your body radiates worry, if your heart contracts with lack, if your nervous system expects struggle, the field reflects that discord back to you. Not from malice, but from precision. Here's the revolutionary approach. Quantum manifestation starts when you shift from acquiring to becoming. You transform into the signal. You embody the frequency. You allow your state to guide, not your effort. But this leads to an essential question. What specifically does the quantum field recognize? Is it merely thoughts, feelings, beliefs, behaviors? And how do you synchronize these elements so they don't transmit conflicting messages? This is where conventional manifestation education crumbles. It addresses only fragments, typically thoughts or emotions, without tackling the deeper unity of the entire system. It instructs you to think positively without healing the wounds held in your body. It promotes visualization without removing the subconscious blocks that sabotage you. It encourages success affirmations while your nervous system prepares for disappointment. The quantum responds to the complete signal, the integrated, embodied transmission. That's why alignment transcends mental exercises. It requires a comprehensive transformation of your entire being. In our next exploration, we'll decode how the quantum field operates, why the observer phenomenon matters, what wave function collapse actually means, and how your unconscious mind broadcasts frequencies without your awareness. We'll reveal the sophisticated mechanics behind what appears mystical, and I'll demonstrate why manifestation succeeds when you cease forcing outcomes. So here's my challenge for you, and I encourage you to contemplate this as we prepare for the following section. Where in your existence are you pushing so intensely that you've become the very obstacle you're attempting to overcome? Ready to explore the quantum depths with me? Let's venture deeper into the phenomenon you've been engaging without awareness. The quantum field doesn't react to your hopes. It responds to your internal coherence. Fundamentally, quantum manifestation isn't about isolated thoughts, separate emotions, or individual actions. It's about how these three components synchronize into a unified signal that the field can interpret without distortion. Imagine the quantum field as a universal translator. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align, the communication is crystal clear, the vibration remains steady, and the field responds almost immediately. But when you're thinking one direction, feeling another, and acting completely differently, the message becomes garbled. The field mirrors back confusion, not clarity. This introduces the observer phenomenon, a fundamental principle of quantum physics. At the quantum scale, particles exist in pure potential, known as a wave function. But when an observer, you, focuses on a specific possibility, that wave collapses into concrete reality. Circumstances solidify, decisions crystallize, the invisible becomes visible. Here's the complication. The observer includes both your conscious and unconscious mind. This means even if you consciously desire abundance, if your subconscious operates from survival, scarcity, or fear, the field detects that hidden transmission. Your subconscious becomes the actual observer, collapsing a timeline you didn't consciously select. This explains why many feel trapped. They're aligning their surface awareness while neglecting the deep programming running underneath. In quantum dynamics, the subconscious invariably prevails. What makes this even more complex is that your subconscious doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It responds to vividly imagined experiences as if they're actually happening. This is why visualization can be so powerful, but also why it can backfire if you're visualizing from a state of lack rather than abundance. If you visualize your dream life while feeling the anxiety of not having it, your subconscious interprets the experience as, "I'm imagining this because I don't have it," reinforcing the pattern of lack. The key is to visualize from the state of already having, not from the state of wanting to have. This subtle shift changes everything. Instead of using visualization to try to get something, you use it to remember and embody what you already are. This is why the most effective manifestors don't visualize to acquire. They visualize to access. They use their imagination not as a tool for getting, but as a tool for being. The complexity deepens further. Researchers like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have demonstrated that the heart generates its own electromagnetic field, significantly more powerful than the brain's. This cardiac field extends outward and interacts with the surrounding quantum field. When your heart and brain achieve coherence, you broadcast a potent, unified signal. When they're misaligned, the signal becomes weak and scattered. But here's what most people don't know. Your heart field doesn't just extend a few feet around your body, it extends infinitely. The electromagnetic field generated by your heart connects with the Earth's electromagnetic field, which connects with the solar system's field, which connects with the galactic field. You are literally connected to everything in existence through this energetic web. When you align your heart frequency with your desired outcome, you're not just changing your local field. You're sending ripples through the entire fabric of reality. This explains why attempting to manifest through mind alone frequently fails. Without the emotional element, the felt experience of alignment, the quantum field receives no clear signal to reflect. This is where most people stumble. They want to think their way into transformation, when actually, they must feel their way into alignment. The heart doesn't just pump blood, it's actually your most powerful manifestation organ. Scientists have discovered that the heart sends more signals to the brain than it receives, meaning your heart is literally informing your thoughts, not the other way around. When you align your heart's frequency with your desired outcome, you create what researchers call cardiac coherence, a state where your heart rhythm becomes highly ordered and harmonious. In this state, you become a powerful transmitter, broadcasting a clear, unwavering signal to the quantum field. If this is resonating with you so far, I'd love it if you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people discover these quantum principles that can transform their reality. You cannot simply inform the field of your desires. You must become the vibrational equivalent. This means harmonizing your body, your breathing, your nervous system, your beliefs, your daily decisions. It's not a single ritual, it's a continuous practice. There's something profound happening in your nervous system that most manifestation teachings completely ignore. Your autonomic nervous system has two primary states: sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest. When you're in sympathetic dominance, which most people are due to chronic stress, your body is broadcasting survival signals to the quantum field. You're literally telling the universe, "I'm in danger. I need to fight for resources. Scarcity is real." Even if you're consciously visualizing abundance, your nervous system is transmitting the opposite frequency. True manifestation happens when you shift into parasympathetic dominance, when your body feels safe, relaxed, and resourced. In this state, you naturally access what researchers call flow states, and what mystics have long recognized as the gateway to manifestation. Your heart rate variability increases, your brain waves shift into coherent patterns, and you become a clear, powerful transmitter to the quantum field. Here's a practical illustration. Suppose you want to manifest partnership. You might write affirmations, create vision boards, visualize your perfect companion. But if underneath you carry wounds of inadequacy, if your nervous system anticipates rejection, if your heart remains guarded and fearful of opening, the quantum field senses that internal conflict. It recognizes the contradiction, and what returns is more yearning, more seeking, more near misses. It's not that existence is punishing you, it's perfectly reflecting your primary frequency. Let me tell you about Sarah, a client who spent 3 years trying to manifest her soulmate. She did everything right: affirmations, vision boards, dating apps, personal development workshops. But every relationship either never started or ended in disappointment. When we examined her deeper patterns, we discovered that her father had abandoned the family when she was 7 years old. Her subconscious had concluded that men leave, and despite her conscious desire for love, her nervous system was constantly bracing for abandonment. The breakthrough came not when she tried harder to manifest love, but when she began healing the 7-year-old part of herself that felt unworthy of staying. She stopped trying to attract the right person and started becoming the person who naturally attracts love. Not by changing her external behavior, but by transforming her internal frequency. Within 6 months, she met her husband in the most unexpected, effortless way, standing in line at a coffee shop, not even looking for romance. This illustrates a crucial principle. The quantum field doesn't respond to your conscious desires. It responds to your unconscious beliefs about what you deserve and what's possible for someone like you. Your deepest beliefs act like a thermostat, keeping your reality within the range of what feels familiar and safe to your nervous system, even if that range includes struggle and limitation. What's the transformation? The shift involves coherence, feeling complete now, practicing the emotions of your desire before it manifests, embodying the state of already possessing it, so the field can collapse that timeline into reality. You become the frequency first, and the form follows. But there's something even deeper happening here that most people miss entirely. When you embody the frequency of what you desire, you don't just attract it to you. You literally become a magnet for all the supporting circumstances, synchronicities, and opportunities that align with that frequency. The quantum field reorganizes itself around your new signal, creating what seems like magical coincidences, but are actually perfect mathematical responses to your vibrational output. This might seem overwhelming, but here's the simple, profound reality. The more you release control over outcomes and focus on regulating your internal state, the faster the quantum responds. This explains why the video title emphasizes simplicity while noting no one practices it. Because human minds love complexity. We want detailed steps, secret techniques, guaranteed formulas. But the quantum isn't mechanical. It's reflective. It's a dance partner. It's alive, responsive, intelligent, and awaits your steady, embodied presence. Here's where I invite you into practice. Take a conscious breath now. Notice your body's sensations while listening. Observe where tension accumulates. Notice the narratives playing in the background. For just a moment, soften. Release the grip. Allow the urge to fix, force, and figure everything out to dissolve. Experience what it means to be acceptable right here, right now, without requiring any changes. This is where your power originates. Before continuing, I'd like to invite you into something that anchors this shift. If you're experiencing recognition, If something within you is awakening now, click that subscribe button. Join this space, this dialogue, this community. In the comments, share one word, just one, that represents the energy you want to embody this week. Perhaps it's trust, perhaps it's flow, perhaps it's joy. Whatever emerges first, that's your signal. Share it, declare it, make it real. Because the moment you name it, you begin aligning with it. Are you prepared to discover why no one discusses this aspect of manifestation? The part so simple it almost seems like deception. Shall we advance to the next layer? Why do virtually no people actually implement this? Why, despite countless books, programs, and endless YouTube content on manifestation, do so many remain stuck, frustrated, and discouraged? The answer is both straightforward and uncomfortable, because surrendering feels unnatural. The human psyche is dependent on control. We've been programmed to believe that increased effort equals greater deserving, that difficulty equals value, that harder work increases our chances of success. So when we encounter a system like quantum manifestation, where the primary keys are coherence, alignment, and release, it conflicts with our conditioning. We continue attempting to force results, even though forcing is precisely the frequency that signals distrust to the field. Let me break this down. Most people who struggle with manifestation are trapped in what I call the control paradox. They constantly monitor their progress. They visualize wealth, but anxiously check their finances hourly. They write about love, but fixate on messages and dating platforms. They affirm health, but scan their body for problems each morning. Through this behavior, they transmit distrust to the field. They consciously affirm one thing while subconsciously broadcasting the opposite. Why is this so significant? Because the quantum field doesn't communicate in any human language. It speaks through energy, and energy cannot lie. You might speak all the correct words, but if your nervous system expects loss, if your mind cycles through doubt, if your body floods with stress hormones, the field interprets that deeper frequency. This explains why so many people feel exhausted. They're doing everything, but from a place of hypervigilance, scarcity, and lack. So they create loops. They manifest more waiting, more lack, more struggling, more searching, because energetically, they're not in the timeline of possession. They're in the timeline of attempting to obtain. The subtlety increases. The subconscious mind controls approximately 95% of your existence. It's the autopilot that determines your habits, beliefs, emotional responses, and identity. You might consciously desire breakthrough, but if your subconscious anchors in old narratives, I'm insufficient, nothing succeeds for me, I must struggle for everything, those stories will collapse the wave into identical outcomes. Here's what most people don't realize. Your subconscious was programmed during your first 7 years of life, when your brain was primarily in theta state, the same brainwave frequency used in hypnosis. During this time, you absorbed everything around you like a sponge, creating the foundational programs that still run your life today. These early imprints become the hidden observers, silently collapsing realities based on childhood programming rather than adult desires. This explains why affirmations without embodiment feel empty. This is why visualizations without nervous system regulation fail. This is why action without aligned identity creates burnout. You're trying to override decades of subconscious programming with conscious effort alone. It's like trying to change a computer's operating system by typing different words into a document. What's the solution? First, understand that quantum manifestation isn't an addition to your life. It's a complete recalibration of your entire system. It's remembering, returning. It's about becoming the version of you that exists within the timeline you desire before witnessing evidence of that timeline in your external reality. I'm curious, what old pattern or timeline are you ready to release? Drop a comment and let me know what you're letting go of to make space for your new reality. For instance, if you want to manifest prosperity, practice feeling prosperous now, not eventually, not when money appears, but now. Treat yourself with abundance, presence, and care. Release micromanaging outcomes and focus on embodying the signal of trust. If you desire love, practice self-love now. Open your heart. Soften your defenses. Become the partner you wish to attract. Stop seeking validation and live as though you're already complete because you are. If you want health, stop scanning for problems and start nurturing what's working. Shift from survival mode to thriving mode. Practice gratitude for your current body while gently guiding it toward greater vitality. Here's the paradox. When you stop desperately needing it, it arrives more quickly. Not because the universe tests you or plays games, but because you're no longer creating resistance. Let me ask you, where in your life do you still grip the steering wheel with white knuckles? Where do you still measure, track, force, and chase? What would happen if you relaxed your grip by just 10%? Pause with that thought. Here's something profound that happens when you begin to release control. You start to notice that the universe has been conspiring in your favor all along. Those delays that frustrated you were actually divine timing, redirecting you towards something better. Those rejections that hurt you were actually protection, steering you away from what wasn't truly aligned. Those failures that discouraged you were actually feedback, showing you where your frequency needed refinement. When you're gripping tightly, controlling obsessively, you can't see the bigger picture. You're so focused on forcing one specific outcome that you miss the 10 better opportunities the universe is trying to deliver. But when you soften your grip, when you trust the process, when you surrender the how and focus on the what and the why, you become available to receive in ways you never imagined possible. This isn't about becoming passive. It's about shifting from control to collaboration. And that shift, subtle yet powerful and revolutionary, is where quantum manifestation truly begins working. Think about the times in your life when everything flowed effortlessly. I guarantee you weren't micromanaging those experiences. You were in flow, in trust, in alignment. You were collaborating with life rather than trying to dominate it. This is the natural state of manifestation, the state we're meant to live from. The struggle, the effort, the forcing, these are learned behaviors that actually work against the natural flow of creation. In our next segment, we'll discuss the simple yet rarely practiced techniques that can help you realign your system, regulate your state, and become the clearest possible signal to the quantum field. We'll explore how to dissolve resistance without avoiding your authentic emotions, how to build trust with your subconscious, and how to enter the timeline you desire as if it already belongs to you. Here's my question for reflection before we advance. Where in your life are you gripping so tightly that you've become the very block you're trying to remove? Here we arrive at the most powerful truth in quantum manifestation, the part almost no one discusses, the part hidden in plain sight. It's this: you don't manifest what you desire, you manifest what you embody. This isn't merely inspirational. It's a core principle that determines how the quantum field interacts with you. The field doesn't respond to your words, your vision boards, or your carefully curated affirmations. It responds to the signal of your essence, the vibrational fingerprint you carry into every space, every thought, every interaction. That signal builds moment by moment, not through what you're doing, but through how you're being. Let me illustrate with an analogy. Imagine you're a radio receiver. If you want classical music, you don't sit demanding classical from the universe while tuned to a rock station. You must adjust the frequency. You must match your vibration to what you want to receive. Quantum manifestation operates identically. You cannot attract the timeline you desire while resonating with the frequency of the timeline you're trying to escape. How do you adjust the frequency? Begin by becoming aware of your current vibration. Not just your thoughts, but your feelings. How does your body navigate the day? How do you breathe under pressure? What stories loop continuously in your mind's background? Most of us don't manifest intentionally. We manifest automatically, recycling identical states, reactions, and energetic broadcasts. And the field? It faithfully reflects those back to us. Change begins when you interrupt the pattern. Not through force, not through frantic effort, but through simple embodied practices. It might be as subtle as taking a mindful breath during anxiety, as gentle as placing your hand on your heart when spiraling into self-doubt, as bold as asking yourself, how would the version of me who already has this respond right now? Then taking one small action from that space. Here's what rarely gets mentioned. The quantum doesn't require perfection. It requires coherence. Coherence occurs when your thoughts, emotions, and actions flow in the same direction. It's when you stop saying one thing, feeling another, and doing something completely different. It's when your entire system resonates with a single, unified signal. When you achieve that state, even momentarily, you create a kind of magnetic pull in the field. Reality begins bending toward you. There's a scientific principle called resonance that explains this beautifully. When you strike a tuning fork, any other tuning fork of the same frequency in the room will begin to vibrate, even without being touched. This is resonance. Like frequencies naturally attract and amplify each other. The same principle governs manifestation. When you embody the frequency of what you desire, you automatically resonate with all the people, circumstances, and opportunities that match that same frequency. This is why manifestation often happens through what seem like coincidences or synchronicities. You embody the frequency of your desired outcome, and suddenly you randomly meet the perfect business partner, or you accidentally discover the exact information you needed, or you unexpectedly receive an opportunity that's perfectly aligned with your vision. These aren't accidents. They're the natural result of frequency matching in the quantum field. Let's get practical. If you want to embody prosperity, practice abundance. Not just financially, but with attention, time, and energy. Train your nervous system to experience the sensations of, I have plenty, even if your bank balance hasn't reflected it yet. Start tipping generously, not because you have extra money, but because you're training your system to operate from abundance rather than scarcity. Give your time freely to causes you care about. Share your knowledge generously. Act as if resources are unlimited, because in the quantum field, they truly are. If you want to embody love, practice openness. Open your heart in small, brave ways. Become the sanctuary you're seeking in another person. Love yourself with the same devotion you want to receive. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you want to hear. Treat your body with the same reverence you want someone else to show it. Be the love you seek, and love will find you. Not because you've earned it, but because you've become it. If you want to embody health, Practice awareness. Listen to your body. Nourish it, move it, rest it from respect, not punishment. This is the straightforward path, yet few travel it, because it requires you to lead, to become the frequency before seeing evidence, to operate from being, not needing. This brings us to one of the most misunderstood aspects of the entire manifestation discussion: emotional mastery. People assume manifestation means feeling positive constantly. It doesn't. It means feeling authentic consistently and learning to return your system to alignment when you inevitably wobble. This means welcoming your emotions, not avoiding them. It means creating space for fear without letting it control you. It means developing emotional intelligence so you can navigate waves without drowning in them. Here's a revolutionary understanding about emotions that changes everything. Emotions aren't obstacles to manifestation. They're the language of manifestation. Every emotion carries a specific frequency, and that frequency is information the quantum field uses to create your reality. Fear tells you where your boundaries are. Anger shows you where your values are being violated. Sadness reveals what matters to you. Joy indicates what aligns with your true nature. The problem isn't having these emotions. The problem is judging them, resisting them, or letting them drive your decisions unconsciously. When you welcome all emotions as valid information while choosing which ones to act from, you become emotionally coherent. You feel everything, but you respond from wisdom rather than reactivity. Most people try to bypass difficult emotions in manifestation work, thinking they need to be positive all the time. But bypassing creates internal conflict, and internal conflict creates mixed signals to the quantum field. True emotional mastery isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about feeling real all the time while maintaining the ability to return to coherence. Here's a practical technique. When you notice a challenging emotion arising, instead of trying to change it or fix it, simply breathe and say, "Thank you for this information. I see you, I feel you, and I choose how to respond." This acknowledgement creates space between feeling and reaction, allowing you to honor the emotion while choosing your response from a place of consciousness rather than unconscious reactivity. Here's the reality. You will wobble. You will doubt. You will have days when the old timeline calls to you. That's acceptable. The power isn't in never falling. It's in how you recover. Here's my invitation right now. Take a breath. Notice where you are. Ask yourself, what timeline am I tuned to in this moment? Is it fear or trust? Lack or abundance? Waiting or arriving? No judgment. Just awareness. Because the moment you notice, you create a choice point, and choice is the gateway to coherence. In our next section, we're going to integrate everything. We'll explore how to transform these insights into a living practice, how to navigate setbacks gracefully, and how to maintain the frequency that collapses your desired timeline into reality. But before we continue, I want to acknowledge you for walking this journey so far. If you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling recognized, if you're sensing something inside you is already shifting, hit that subscribe button. Join this space, this community, this conversation. In the comments, share a word that captures your intention right now. Maybe it's allow, maybe it's expand, maybe it's flow. Whatever it is, that word becomes your signal to the field. Here we reach the final element of the puzzle. I want you to truly understand this. Manifestation isn't a performance. It's a practice. It's not something you master once. It's something you live moment by moment, choice by choice. So many people become trapped in the mindset that manifestation involves doing more, gaming the system, perfecting the method. But in reality, the most powerful manifestors aren't those who know the most techniques. They're those who've learned to maintain a coherent state, to regulate themselves back into alignment when life inevitably challenges them. Because here's what's true. You will encounter moments that test you. There will be days when fear resurfaces, when old patterns whisper in your ear, when the timeline you're trying to leave feels like it's pulling you back. In those moments, you'll be tempted to return to control mode, to push, to force, to micromanage. But the real mastery is this. Can you maintain the frequency of trust, even when evidence hasn't appeared yet? Can you hold the vibration of "it's already complete" while the world still appears unchanged? Can you become so rooted in the new timeline that the old one no longer tempts you? This is where embodiment becomes essential. Let's make this actionable. Each morning, before checking your phone, take several breaths and ask yourself, what frequency am I tuning into today? Is it scarcity or abundance? Fear or trust? Control or flow? Throughout the day, use your body as your guidance system. Your body will signal when you've slipped out of alignment. You'll feel the tension, the tightness, the contraction. In that moment, you don't need to criticize yourself or spiral. You simply need to notice, breathe, and recalibrate. Ask, what would the version of me living in my desired timeline choose right now? Then take one small action from that place. Your body is constantly giving you feedback about your alignment with your desired reality. When you're in alignment, you feel expansive, energized, and alive. When you're out of alignment, you feel contracted, depleted, and disconnected. This isn't psychology. This is physics. Your body is a sophisticated biofeedback system that's constantly reading the quantum field and translating that information into physical sensations. Learn to trust these sensations. When something feels expansive and energizing, it's because it aligns with your desired timeline. When something feels contractive and draining, it's because it's pulling you toward an unwanted timeline. Your body knows before your mind does. Your nervous system processes quantum information faster than your conscious awareness can interpret it. This is why gut feelings are so accurate, why first impressions are often correct, why your initial response to opportunities is usually the right one. Your body is reading quantum information that your mind hasn't caught up to yet. The more you trust and follow this bodily wisdom, the more aligned your choices become, and the faster your desired reality manifests. At night, before sleeping, review the day, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did you wobble? Where did you align? Where did you glimpse your own power? Gratitude amplifies coherence. Acknowledge even the smallest victories. There's something magical about this evening practice that goes beyond simple reflection. As you drift into sleep, your brain waves naturally shift from beta, waking consciousness, through alpha and theta into delta, deep sleep. This transition period, those precious moments between waking and sleeping, is when your subconscious is most receptive to new programming. When you review your day with gratitude and acknowledge your alignment moments, you're literally rewiring your subconscious to notice and create more of those experiences. You're training your automatic pilot to scan for evidence of your new reality rather than proof of your old limitations. But here's what takes this practice to the next level. As you review your day, don't just acknowledge what went well. Also reimagine what didn't go as planned. If you had a moment of fear, doubt, or old pattern behavior, gently replay that scene in your mind, with yourself responding from your desired timeline version. This isn't denial or wishful thinking. This is quantum revision. Since your subconscious doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and actual memories, you're literally updating your energetic database with new response patterns. Here's something most people overlook. Community is crucial. We are social, energetic beings. We co-regulate with those around us. When you surround yourself with others practicing coherence, playing in the quantum field, committed to embodiment, your system synchronizes to that vibration. This is why curating your environment, not just physically, but energetically, is so important. Find the voices, the spaces, the communities that remind you of who you're becoming. Fill your field with reminders of your chosen timeline. Let your external world support your internal practice. And here's something powerful you can do. Share this video with someone who's ready for this shift. When you share quantum consciousness concepts like these, you create an energetic ripple effect that accelerates your own manifestation while expanding collective awareness. It's a beautiful way to anchor these principles in your own field while serving others. Remember this: there's no finish line. The goal isn't to arrive and stop. The goal is to live within continuous evolution, where you become the living edge of your own growth, where you don't just manifest things, but become someone who lives as a creator, a co-creator, a conscious participant in shaping reality. Because here's the most beautiful part. The quantum field isn't separate from you. It's not something you manipulate from distance. It's something you're entangled with. You are the field. You are the wave. You are the observer and the observed. So when you tune your frequency, you're not just asking life to meet you. You're becoming the version of life you've been seeking. I want to leave you with this invitation. In the comments, drop one word that captures the energy you're choosing to carry forward after this video. Maybe it's alignment, maybe it's ease, maybe it's power, maybe it's something uniquely yours. Let that word be a small but profound declaration, a quantum seed you plant, not just in this space, but within yourself. If this video has stirred something inside you, if you felt a shift, a remembering, a spark, I warmly invite you to subscribe. This isn't just a channel, it's a living space, a gathering point for those ready to step into their own creative power. When you hit subscribe, you're not just joining a list, you're joining a movement of minds and hearts reshaping what's possible. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for your presence, your attention, your energy. You are not just a viewer. You are a participant in this unfolding. Keep tuning, keep aligning, keep playing in the field. Now, to deepen your understanding of how you're simultaneously the observer and the observed in this quantum dance, I want you to watch this next video where we explore the profound truth that you are both the one experiencing reality and the one creating it. This understanding will revolutionize how you approach manifestation.